Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ham Radio Basics Live, Season 3, Episode 40, Ham Radio News and Updates, November 19th, 2025. Hope everyone is doing well today. Cooley's here. Welcome, Cooley. Sergeant Rock is here. Jason Lockwood is here. Chris is here. Awesome. Thank you guys for all stopping by today. And for those of you who are watching us on X, welcome as well. And you're welcome to join the stream. If you want, you can click on the YouTube link on the pinned comment and you can join the chat. We would love to have you in there. Hey, how are you? Good seeing you, KSRJD. Thank you for stopping by today. Got a couple things to talk about. First thing that I wanted to talk about is, and I'm trying to find it, so I thought I posted it here. I've been having some trouble. Facebook's been a little on the, I don't know what side. I've been posting things, I thought, to groups, and it ends up going out on my timeline. And I have no explanation for that whatsoever. So give me a second here. I wanted to go ahead and let's do this here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find it on. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do this one here first of all. I'll get to it. All right. Our good friend Cooley is here, and he has done something I thought pretty extraordinary. So I thought I'd like to, and I asked his permission to go ahead and share this, and we'll go ahead and do that here. I'm sure it's been a project long suffering here, but Cooley has some great news to share. The VHQ hex beam is finally up thanks to his friends Howard Fraley Jr., Tom Leonard, and Skylar Leonard. Cooley says it's working great. So congratulations to you, Cooley. That is just absolutely awesome. I know, getting an antenna up is difficult in and of itself. Well, for me, I have extra challenges here. A lot of you guys know I live in an HOA, so I'm hoping that bill is going to pass Congress to allow HOAs to erect antennas, because if I do, I'm going to put up something very similar to this. But kudos to your friends for helping you out, because something like that is a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of work to that, and there's a lot to be said. And I think, Cooley, you'll probably agree with me, and all you guys will probably agree with me, is that you can have a $20,000 rig. If you have a $10 antenna, it's going to show. I think that was one of the very first pieces of advice that I got from Elmer after I passed my tech. He said, I'm going to tell you something, and you remember it all the days of your ham radio hobby. He said it will serve you well. He said you can have a $20,000 rig, and if you have a $10 antenna on it, it will show. Meaning, you can have the best rig in the world, but if you have a $10 antenna, you're not going to reach anybody. So it's always. I mean, you could have a $100 rig and a $1,000 antenna, and it's going to make a big difference. And that's kind of the way I like to look at things here. So, Cooley, congratulations on that. I know it was probably a long suffering project for you. I know you had posted on your timeline. It happened over the course of a couple of years. And our other friend, good friend Vern Six, he shared pictures. They poured his foundation and the footer and everything, and it's still there. You know what? And I'll tell you this, and Vern, if you're watching, life happens, my friend. You got so many irons in the fire, it's not funny. We all do. It'll happen sooner rather than later. And we know you enjoy the hobby, Vern. We know Cooley enjoys the hobby, and all you guys do too. Height is might. There you go. Wow, Jeff, that's just so appropriate. So appropriate. Yeah. And that's why I'm really pushing, because right now I can put up an antenna, I can put up a flagpole to 20 feet. Okay, so I'd have a limit of that, but I really kind of want to get what Cooley has there, something along that height. I think that would work really well. I think Cooley, that's probably about, am I guessing about 30 feet or so? If you can drop that in the chat, how many feet that is. I'm just kind of curious as to how that is, um, and also too, I'm curious as to where you bought everything. Did you get that like from DX Engineering or Gigaparts or HRO, or did you find somebody locally? Just kind of curious, um, as to what you did there. But it looks awesome. It really does. And I know, like you said, thank you. I'm sure you're very thankful for your friends being able to come over and help you out on something like that, because that's really something that's worthwhile. And like you said, Jeff, height is might, and you have a great antenna like that, you're gonna make contacts. Okay, there won't be, there won't be any missed contacts with something like that. That's for sure. So again, congratulations, Cooley. That is awesome, and thank you for letting me share that today. And I wanted to share that with everybody because we're all good here, and we all love our hobby, and you know it's a great way to celebrate it. I mean, just seeing stuff like that. So yeah, Cooley. The stuff with Facebook is just really gotten weird. There was a couple of days last week, like I couldn't comment on groups. At 30 foot, okay, very good. An old antenna. Oh wow, that's very cool, Cooley. Very cool. That's the best way to do that, because because if you're going through HRO or Gigaparts or DX Engineering, you'll get something new, but you're also going to pay the piper. But 30 feet, yeah, that's kind of what I figured on that. And see, that's the sweet spot, I think, for an antenna, for having it on your property, something like that. That really is very good. So kudos to you, Cooley. And again, and if any of you guys want me to share stuff that you've done, drop me a line. You know how to get a hold of me, hamradiobasics@gmail.com. Um, you know, Drop me a line. Let me know if there's something you want, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, message me. I'll definitely be more than happy to feature that for you guys, because that's just, I think that's awesome here. Absolutely awesome. I do want to call a couple of things to attention here, and I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. So if you can indulge me for a minute. I'm trying to find it. I had them up here, and I don't know, like I said, a lot of this stuff ended up going to my timeline. It's real interesting. A lot of you guys know I follow hockey, and I follow the Florida Panthers. And yesterday, all my posts for the Panthers, they all went out to my main timeline on Facebook. It just was absolutely, absolutely bizarre. Just, I could not figure that out at all. So, November in our family is an incredible month, because let's see if I can get one of these up here. I wanted to go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, I got one of them up here. My daughter, and I'm gonna share this here. Her birthday was on November the 14th, and there's a picture of her, me getting ready to walk her down the aisle. That's at the wedding, and there's our granddaughters here with my daughter here, and they all live in Ohio. And we're looking forward, because we're getting a chance to go up there and see them for Christmas. We'll be there middle of December. We're going up for that week. And our younger granddaughter, her birthday is that weekend, which is great, because we'll be there for it, and we'll be there for her party. We couldn't miss. I think we've only missed 2 parties for our older granddaughter, Ellie. We couldn't go this year because I had to take time off because of my surgery. And, I wanted to, it was either go up now or go up later. So we chose to go up later. As far as her birthday's in the middle of July. It's real interesting. Her birthday is a day after Valerie's birthday. So she was almost born on Valerie's birthday and a week apart from mine. Go figure. That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. But happy birthday to my daughter, Victoria. Just as she is such, I knew from the start with her, she was going to be a blessing, and she has been, and she continues to be a blessing to those 2 beautiful granddaughters and to her husband. They are very blessed indeed. So again, a happy belated birthday to my daughter. So happy for you. Just absolutely so happy for you. Also wanted to share, and I'll see if I can quickly find a picture here. Um, yeah, yeah, this is just absolutely bonkers here. I'll see if I can find something here. Under photos, I'm looking here. Yeah, I'll share this picture with you guys. My dad's birthday, his he passed back in 2007, but tomorrow, November 20th, would have been his 104th birthday. And here's a picture of him in World War II with his best friend on board the ship. He was on the USS Lexington CV-16. He was known as a plank owner, meaning he was part of the original crew of the ship when they first set sail up in Massachusetts, and he was on it until December 1945, from 1943 to 1945, and he spent 2 years of his life. And he recounted and shared incredible stories of his time during the war. He also shared his diary too, which was very interesting because they told him about the atomic bomb. They said, we have a bomb that's going to end the war, and we're going to be dropping it sometime in the month of August. Of course, all their letters were censored, both coming and going. So anything that was questionable was literally cut out of the letter. So that never happened. But I do have that diary, and it's very interesting. And I got to say this, okay? My dad was my best friend. There was nobody like him on this earth. I share stories about him with Valerie, and it still makes me laugh to this day. Just such an incredible. Uh, he wasn't a perfect father, but he was a perfect father for me. And and everybody loved my dad. And you know what's incredibly cool was Valerie's dad was almost a carbon copy of my dad. So I kind of got to see my dad 2.0 with Valerie's dad, and he brought me a lot of joy and a lot of laughter as well too. So, but again, happy 104th birthday in heaven, Dad. We miss you. We love you. And so thankful for you. All right. We're going to kind of switch gears here. Let me go ahead and shut this down here. Um, Received this card in the mail, and I'll share this with you guys. W5YI, and he has licensing service, and was a reminder to me that guess what? Time to renew your amateur license. Okay. So Sunday, exactly, Jeff. Exactly. Yeah. Just, my dad is just, you know, uh, he set a standard for me as far as being a grandfather is concerned, and a father that I'll never surpass. But you know what? I told my mom, if I'm a quarter as good as he is, I'll be very happy. And my mom said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. You were a quarter, definitely, even that and more." She said. So that made me feel very good. Well, okay, I got this notice here, all right, which was nice. It's really nice he has this. Of course, this is a way to make some money for him because what does he do? He charges the service costs $80 when we pay the FCC application for you. We still offer the basic renewal for $10, but you have to pay the FCC application fee directly to the FCC using the Coors account that you'll need to set up. Okay, so all right. So I go out on Sunday because we get our mail at a kiosk. We don't have a mailbox in front of the house. So we went up Saturday, Sunday, got the mail. I got this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, why not? Got it early in the day. Just knock this out. All right. Now, one of the things that I've done, and this is something that I've done with important things that I need to remember, and if I print it off and something, a lot of times it'll get lost. I will email it to myself. Okay. So my FRN number, and for those of you who are new to ham radio, FRN is your FCC registration number. Don't ask me why they called it FRN. Okay. FCC It should be an FCC RN, but whatever. I'm not going to go there. Okay. You need your registration number and your login ID to get in through the universal licensing system. So what I'm going to do is kind of take you on a walkthrough of this. Well, what happened this weekend was, all right, I go out to X and Brendan Carr said, we're up, we're running, everything's fine, all that. Okay. I go out there to the universal licensing system. Boom. It's not open. It's still shut down. And people were like, okay, you said it's open. We're still not going. What's going on here? And I'm like, yeah, what's kind of going on here? So I tried it 2 or 3 times and I did some searching and Grok said it was down. ChatGPT said it was down. I said, I'm done here. Okay. I'm not going to do anything about it. So come Monday morning, I got back on and lo and behold, it was up. And I got to say this, one of the things, and I'm going to talk about this here in a little bit. One of the things, it was painfully slow. Okay. So I think a lot of people were trying to log on at the same time because they had just come up. It was literally had just come up and it was absolutely bonkers, just nuts. Okay. But I was able to get it done. And I'm going to kind of walk you through this a little bit. Now, I can't go and show you my license was set to expire next month, end of December. And as you know, when you renew it, it renews for 10 years, which is wonderful. You have to only do this once every 10 years. I mean, wow, that's just absolutely awesome. So let me go ahead and I have a sort of, I'll call it a PowerPoint, I guess. I don't know, for lack of a better term. Let me go ahead and share that here. I thought I had that up. I don't. Let's go ahead and see if I can find that here. Okay, I found it, but let's copy that. Okay, we're back here. All right, I finally got this figured out here. Okay. I use Canva a lot for a lot of graphic design and images, thumbnails. I also do a pseudo kind of PowerPoint with it as well too. Actually works pretty good because it's very good on the it's very good with graphics and things like that. It's very easy here. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and share that here. Okay. Universal licensing system. I think you guys are all familiar with this. And the URLs that I'm talking about are in the description tonight. So that's kind of doing this as sort of a little bit of a walkthrough and a refamiliarization with this because you don't go out here that often. And when you do, you kind of need to know where to go and what to do and how to navigate things. Okay. So you click on File Online, and then the next screen that you get is your logon screen for the license manager. You need to enter your FRN and your password right here. All right. And you hit submit. Then go get a cup of coffee, go take a walk around the block, and go have a little bit of breakfast and then come back and you may get something back. All right. So then, what the next screen is, it will show you the licenses that you have. And you can see right here for me, there's my ham radio license. There's my GMRS license. Ta-da. Yes, I do have one of those. Okay. Now the red arrow indicates the part where you want to go and click on renew license because you want to renew your license. And this is what I did the other day. Okay. Now, if you have licenses to be able to renew, they will show up under my licenses here. If there's none to renew, it will be empty. And you can see right here, it is empty. It's empty because I actually went ahead and I renewed that license. It's already been taken care of. So So that's a done deal. Now, what I'm gonna show you now is how to be able to see that. Okay, let me kind of back up here a little bit. When I went out and I did my renewal, it asks you a bunch of questions, and you go through several screens, which is just, and I'm going to talk about this here in a minute. All right. Then you get to the part that you need to pay, and you need to go out to a completely different system. All right. It's our wonderful federal government at work. It's called CORS, CORES. And do not ask me what that stands for, because I do not know. I've not committed that to memory. So you go out there, you enter your credit card information or debit card information. You go out there and it's $30, and you go out and you pay the $30. You get a receipt. You can actually print off the receipt. All right. And then it's like, okay, what do I do now? And I'm looking for a back tab. All right. I'm like, is there anything with a back tab? Well, lo and behold, I go out and I check my email, and I see that I've got the receipt. So I know that they're going to go ahead and that they're going to process that information. All right. So what I did was I went out to my licenses, and Kilo Whiskey 4 Quebec Oscar at a glance. You can see right here, I looked at expiration here, 12/23/2025. So, or 2035, excuse me. So it's been renewed. And this is how you know that it's been renewed. Now, to go ahead and get a copy of that, okay, you can see right here it said granted, all right, under my applications. Now, to go ahead and get a copy of that, you need to go to downloads. You can see that on the previous sheet. Should be something here, probably on the sheet before that. Update, cancel, sign. Anyway, there's I think you go to my applications. I'm not sure. Renew, update, cancel, assign, transfer. Okay, there has to be a way. This system is, and we're going to talk about that here. Like I said, all right. I went out, I hit download. I got the download here, and then lo and behold, all right. I got my new official license. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but the bottom part, you probably know it, but for those of you that are new, you can cut this out. I would laminate that. I would fold it and laminate it. Obviously, sign it, put it in your wallet so you have that. I haven't done that. I'm gonna do that. I think that's a good thing to have that with you. And then, of course, your hard copy. Some of these guys send these to guys on Etsy, and they'll print it up and make it look really nice. That would be something that I would recommend here. Why it does that, I don't know. Let's go ahead and get to that screen again. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about here, and I'm kind of done with this screen anyway. All right. One of the things I want to talk, you know what? Let me go ahead and go back to that here, because this is what I want to talk about on this. So let's go ahead and get back here on this. I want to restart here. Okay. These systems here, okay, and these screens, all right. Yeah, take a nap. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. This is from the 1990s, okay? Look how small these boxes are here, okay? Look how small the font is. This was taken on, I took these images off my desktop, okay? It's a 32-inch screen, all right? And this is as big as it gets, all right? These websites are sorely in the number of screens that you have to go through, and the way it's laid out, it's not user friendly at all. And $30, it used to, from what I understand, I think I don't know, I think it's gone up, if anything. I don't know about that, but you can see right here, it's not easy to find things. You did see renew license. You did find that right here. And these, what licenses you want to go ahead and renew, you have to select, or here, drop it here. Then you hit this button, and then you go through 3 or 4 screens to finally to answer all the questions. And then once you're done answering all the questions, you have to go to another system called Cores to go ahead and make your payment. And then you verify their payment's done, and then you don't know how to get back to this system. Yeah. This thing is so badly written, it's not funny. Okay. And as somebody who has been in IT all of my career for 40 years, it's this drives me bonkers. This drives me absolutely positively bonkers. Yep. Yep. That's it. That's it, Jeff. That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Chris, it is. It's a real pain in the, as my dad used to say, real pain in the tuchus. This thing is just, it's not user friendly. They don't, the only caveat here that I'll say with all of this is you don't have to go out and do this, but once every really, unless you've made a change to your name or your address, or some of your contact information's changed, you've moved, or you're renewing your license. You don't really kind of need to go out here all the time, but it's nice to know how to do it, and you kind of got to refamiliarize yourself with it. And it's just like, yeah, Paul, it is. It is. It's just, yeah, yeah. There's no rhyme or reason, and that's what. There's just no rhyme or reason to this, and you know, you pay good money for this stuff. Okay, I'm thinking, $30. I think for an application that's really basically there's no real people involved with this because it's all done electronically. There's no oversight for all of this. That's a lot of money, even though it's for 10 years, granted. And I will say, and that's a good thing, but it could be so much better, you know, like they haven't probably updated this. My younger son, okay, how old is he now? He's 28. All right. This was before he was born when this system came out. Okay. Probably about the time, yeah, a little bit after when my older son was born in 84, probably around 1990 was when they did this system. All right. It's just, oh, oh, my head hurts from it. But you know what? I'm getting another day closer to retirement. Yay. And I'll get there, and it won't be my concern anymore. All right. Even stuff like this, I'll go out on YouTube, I'll find out how to do it, and I'll get it done. And I didn't need to. I remembered a lot of this from having done it before, because last time I had to go out here was 4 years ago when we moved, because I had to update my address, which was it was a piece of cake, and it doesn't cost anything to do that. So, but you can see these services here, while they're nice, and I think he says on here, offers complete renewal, and card period service. Then mail you a copy of your license along with a certificate suitable for framing. Okay. Um, mm, $80 to do this. I mean, granted, I'm all for entrepreneurship, doing something out there, because a lot of people, this is hard for them and difficult for them, especially if you get to be a senior. Okay, but I think they probably could cut down that $80 as well too. I think that's a lot of money for that. But yeah, it's a service that they provide, and a lot of people do need that. So, kudos to them for this. I think, like I said, I think they probably could cut their price down. No indifference to them, like I said, but I think that's kind of where I'm at there. So that's kind of where I'm at for today. I mean, it was so funny coming on this across this on Sunday, and I'm like, I was fully prepared to be venting about the FCC and not having it up and everything, and then lo and behold, I go out there the next day and it was up and running, and we were all good as far as that was concerned. So, but yeah, it was an adventure. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I'm done with it. Be looking forward to coming around the first of the year. I think I'm gonna have some kind of a holiday celebration, if I can, try to do that. And for those of you who are regulars on the show, for everybody, okay, do me a favor, email me your contact information, your name and address, and I'm going to be sending out some swag and some things at the end of the year. So anybody that wants some of that, please email me because I got plenty of it here, and I'll be very happy to get you some of that. So like Cooley, Jeff, Chris, Paul that's on here. Yeah, any of you guys, go ahead and email me at hamradiobasics@gmail.com. Send me your name and your address. And sometime in December, I'm going to get some swag out to you guys. You guys have been really good and faithful listeners. And I want to thank you guys for that. And kind of like a way to be able to thank you guys for stopping by every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And thank you guys last week too for bearing with me because I had to do the show earlier because I had my dentist appointment last week, which was an adventure. I got my new permanent teeth in, but then over the weekend, they got loose, believe it or not. And whenever they get loose, these are the posts are cemented in, so they had to go drill them out, which wasn't too bad, but had to re-put it in. Anyway, long story short, ended up finding out from the head dental technician is what happens is, if you at night, if you grind your teeth, what happens is they can get loose. And these are not torqued down. The acrylic temporaries were torqued down. The manufacturer of and this is made out of zirconium. The manufacturer of this one, you have to hand tighten them. You can't torque them down because you would stress the appliance out, the arch out. So anyway, all that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, a great evening. Coming up next year, early next year, I'm going to be doing some HT reviews. I got several in the pipeline for that. I'm going to get a Nano SVA analyzer. We're going to take a look at wattage and you know what I'm talking about. Spurious emissions. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to do that on several HTs. I got some HTs in the books. I got some things going on. So, and hopefully try to get some guests lined up as well, too. I know it's kind of hard the 5 o'clock hour to do that. So, all right, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. As always, guys, it's a great day to make a QSO. 7 3s, everybody.